Alright then guys, welcome back to the Eagermans. Now this is going to be a very quick video, okay? I just want to talk about this idea of finding your purpose in life, okay? And look, I don't really prefer talking about these kind of topics, okay? Because I just feel like they sound like hocus pocus, like the sort of stuff a self-help guru would talk about. But nevertheless, I think it is an important subject to discuss because after all, God knows how many people waste time on thinking about what their passion is, right? Wondering what their passion or their purpose is in life. So I think it's one of those things that does need to be discussed, but it's not something that requires a lot of time or attention. Now, I stole the answer to this question from Alex Hormozzi. Okay, I think he has a pretty good way of looking at it. I think his perspective on this whole idea of finding your purpose is actually pretty harsh, but I think it's the easiest and probably the most simplest way to find the answer to this question, okay, to this overwhelming and anxiety-inducing question, okay. And personally, this whole idea of finding your purpose, it kind of pisses me off because it just sounds like one day the stars will align and the universe will whisper in your ear and tell you exactly what you were born for, right? As if your life has been predetermined to some degree. I think it's just bullshit. I think that's what's making a lot of people anxious. I think that's what is inducing a lot of anxiety in young men, right? Because again, as I said, it sounds like you're just supposed to sit around and wait for some sign, like your life's already been written somewhere, right? I just don't think that's the case. I think life is about going out there and experimenting and failing and getting back up again, figuring out what it is that really fits your lifestyle. But what Alex Hormozzi said about this is that the purpose of your life is hidden inside all the reasons you haven't killed yourself already. Okay, and that sounds fucked. I know that. Like, it sounds dark, but it's real. Okay, like, just think about it for a minute. You're still here because there's something keeping you going, right? And when I ask myself this question of what it is that's keeping me going, it's things like my ambition, right? It's that fire in me to build something, to become the man that I see in my head, that I see in front of the mirror, right? The man that I see in the next 10 years, right? To become an entrepreneur, to provide for my family, and essentially to become a man of success, right? That's what keeps me alive. That's what keeps me going on a daily basis. So what is it for you, right? Is that your family, right? Is that your career? Is that your dog? It could be as little as that feeling you get when you walk alone in the park, or the laughs that you share with your boys on a Friday night, like literally, right? Or sitting in your cafe and just enjoying every moment while sipping on your coffee. Like, whatever it is, that's your reason. Like, that's your fucking purpose. It doesn't have to be something grand. It doesn't have to be something fucking, out of the world or extraordinary. It could be something as simple as that. Like, I think we all need to stop overthinking this shit. Like, stop sitting there wondering what's the meaning of your life, or the fact that we're just floating on a pale blue rock and nothing matters, or any of that. I think you're just wasting time. I think a lot of people think about things that are not even worth thinking about, and I think this is just one of those things. Just get on with it, man. You're not born with a tag on your ear that says what you're supposed to do. You make that shit up as you go. Like, as I said, life is about falling down and getting back up again. It's a game. Like, gamify your life. Wake up and choose something that's worth doing. Build on it. Like, stop overthinking this shit. Like, stop waiting. Just crack the fuck on with life. Because purpose doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. And the faster you get cracking with it, the faster you will find your purpose. Don't sit around wasting time pondering on what the purpose of your life is, or what it is that you're meant for, what you're built for. It's just, I don't think that's the way to go about it. I really don't think that's the way you should go about it. So I thought I'd just quickly make a video on this. After all, I think there are a lot of young guys out there that are just anxious at the thought of what their purpose is. I don't think your life is predetermined. I think it's something you figure out. It's something you navigate through, So that's the sort of mindset that I sort of tapped into pretty early on in life, I would say. But when I heard Alex Hormozzi speak about this idea of finding your purpose from that angle, I thought, fucking hell, this message just needs to be dispersed to more people, because I think it's just helpful. When you look at it from that way, it's a bit harsh, but I think it's the fastest way you can find your purpose.